Nico Rosberg has revealed the brutality with which his World Championship trophy was snatched away at the end of 2017 after Lewis Hamilton reclaimed the title that season. After winning his first and only world title at the expense of Mercedes teammate Lewis Hamilton, the German driver retired from the sport at the end of 2016. What happened? Let's get straight into the video. Rosberg told reporters at the Spanish Grand Prix that his first Monaco Grand Prix victory was the only trophy he was ever allowed to keep, prompting questions about the World Championship trophy. Rosberg then explained that he does not have a replica of the trophy in his apartment, and that the trophy was abruptly taken away from him in 2017 when the title of world champion was reassigned to Hamilton. When asked if he could keep a replica of the World Championship trophy on Sky Sports F1, Rosberg replied, "No, you have to give the World Championship back. You can only keep it for a year. I had no choice but to give it to Lewis. I had it picked up from my house, placed in a boot, and driven to Lewis's house." The German driver was not pleased with his abrupt separation from the trophy, exclaimed that was not cool. With the removal of the Mickey Mouse chicane this year, Lewis Hamilton believes the cars will be able to follow each other more closely during this weekend's Spanish Grand Prix. The drivers will be greeted at the end of this year's Barcelona circuit with two fast right-handers instead of the last sector chicane, which has been removed in a move that fans hope will create more overtaking opportunities. Hamilton, for one, is hoping for the best after refusing to hide his feelings about the previous circuit design. "I'm hoping that with the cars we have, we'll be able to follow a little better through the last two corners than the Mickey Mouse chicane," he said. And, with the debate over Barcelona's place on the F1 calendar still raging, Hamilton believes the track deserves to be there, despite the criticism some in the sport leveled at it. "I don't think I would want to lose Barcelona," he continued. "For one thing, I adore the city, but the track is preserving some of the classic circuits, at least those that provide exciting racing, is critical. You know, Budapest is spectacular, as is Silverstone. Where else can you hear this song? There are a lot of great, original circuits that we should keep. Some that don't provide the best racing should be switched out." Mercedes has admitted that every Formula 1 team will study the flaw of Sergio Perez's Red Bull after the Mexican's car was hoisted into the air during the Monaco Grand Prix. Lewis Hamilton's crash at the end of FP3 saw his Mercedes lifted into the air and its flaw exposed for all to see. Toto Wolff joked at the time that the crane operator worked for Cirque du Soleil, making his annoyance with the situation clear. However, after the Red Bull driver failed to qualify in Q1, Perez's car quickly followed suit. Mercedes' initial outrage at having their flaw exposed to the world quickly turned to joy when they saw the dominant RB19 in all its glory while suspended by a crane. With these regulations, the most important part is the bit you don't normally get to see, Mercedes trackside engineering director Andrew Shovlin told reporters. As a result, the teams will be all over those types of photographs. Monaco is a great place to get that kind of shot. Some F1 fans were perplexed when they noticed a wooden plank under both Perez and Hamilton's cars. The planks fitted beneath every car, which have been required in the sport since 1994, demonstrate how close a car is running to the ground by the amount of wear shown on the wood. And Aston Martin director Tom McCullough believes that seeing the planks could provide crucial information to rival teams. "You can learn a lot just by looking at how the planks is wearing," he said. "You learn from what touches you. There are a lot of very excited aerodynamicists looking at everything up and down the pit lane." The Hamilton-Rosberg rivalry involved British racing driver Lewis Hamilton and German racing driver Nico Rosberg in Formula 1. The rivalry was most visible during their 4 years as Mercedes teammates from 2013 to 2016 when the two drivers dominated the sport. At the height of their rivalry, the pair's relationship became strained and, at times, led to volatile confrontations on and off the track, with the duo being threatened with suspension. Over 4 seasons, Hamilton and Rosberg won 54 of 78 races as teammates. Hamilton had 32 victories, 55 podium finishes, and qualified 42 times ahead of Rosberg. Rosberg had 22 victories, 50 podium finishes, and qualified 36 times ahead of Hamilton. During this time, Hamilton won the Formula 1 World Championship twice and Rosberg once. Some journalists have drawn parallels between the drivers' upbringings. Rosberg was born in Germany but raised in Monaco, the son of wealthy former Formula 1 world champion Nico Rosberg, whereas Hamilton was born on a council estate in Stevenage and his father had to work multiple jobs to fund his son's junior racing. Even though they are no longer rivals, Hamilton and Rosberg admitted that they have little to no relationship outside of the sport. Hamilton stated in an interview a year after Rosberg retired that he had no desire to repair his friendship with Rosberg and that the two had barely spoken despite living close to one another in Monaco. Rosberg reiterated Hamilton's words in 2018 but admitted in a Q&A session on his YouTube channel that he hoped to rekindle his friendship with Hamilton one day. Rosberg has also repeatedly praised Hamilton for his subsequent achievements in Formula 1, describing him as one of the sport's all-time greats. The waters at Mercedes may have calmed in recent years, but there was a time when the situation was out of control. When the Silver Arrows era of dominance began in 2014, teammates Lewis Hamilton and Nico Rosberg competed against each other. The once close friends quickly became adversaries. The worst of their disagreements occurred in 2016 when they collided twice. Toto Wolff, team principal, had had enough of their antiques and had to crack the whip. Hamilton joined Mercedes from McLaren in 2013. The team, however, was unable to compete for the championships that season and relations with Nico Rosberg remained cordial. The dynamic shifted the following year when the car had enough speed to challenge and win the championship. Hamilton won back-to-back championships in 2014 and 2015, while Rosberg defeated his teammate and retired in 2016. The conflict between Lewis and Nico peaked that year. In the Spanish Grand Prix, the Briton saw an opportunity to lunge and overtake his teammate. On the other hand, Nico was caught off guard and pushed his teammate off the track. As a result, Hamilton lost his grip and collided with his teammate. Both Mercedes drivers have withdrawn from the race. Similar scenes played out in Austria, but Rosberg was the sole DNF this time, while Hamilton won. Enraged by both of them, Toto Wolff had no choice but to take matters into his own hands. Toto told The Times in 2022, "After the race, I asked both drivers to come into the room where all the engineers were sitting. Look around this room, imagine everyone at home and their families, and see how you make us look. I used some harsh words that I don't want to repeat. I saw the engineers and drivers looking down," he continued. "Next time you guys want to push each other off the road, think of all the faces here and you'll think twice," I told them. And I told them that if it happened again, I'd throw them out of the car. "Don't challenge me, you don't want to find out what I'm capable of," I said. Hamilton once recalled how his rivalry with Nico began when he was only 13 years old. They appear to have put the past behind them, as Rosberg lavished praise on his former teammate. Nico Rosberg posted a video on his YouTube channel following the end of the 2022 season in which he selected his top 5 drivers of the season. Rosberg also revealed his all-time top F1 drivers while listing the names. While he praised Max Verstappen, he felt the Dutchman needed more time to be ready to join Hamilton on the list. "For me, it's almost certain that he'll be a top 5 driver of all time, with the likes of Senna, Hamilton, Schumacher, and someone else where fourth you'd pick Fangio, of course," he said. Schumacher, Senna, Hamilton, and Fangio are there. That's the top 4, and it's a simple one. And then you'd put Verstappen there very soon. Not yet, because he only has 2 titles, but very soon, I'm sure. That's quite impressive. He's only between the ages of 24 and 25. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more captivating insights into the F1.